Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing another festive look, and this time I've chosen warm golden and peach tones and created this look which I would be showing you in this video. I hope you enjoy this video and let's get started. I'm going to start with corrector. I'm using this palette by MAC and I've chosen the orange corrector from this palette, and I'm applying this in the areas where I have pigmentation, which is my under eyes and a little bit around the mouth as well. This is just going to optically correct the dark areas, and once I apply concealer on top, my under eye would look perfectly concealed. Next, I'm going to use foundation, and I'm using the Maybelline Matte and Poreless Foundation. The shade I'm using is 230 Natural Buff. I'm using my YBP sponge to apply this onto the skin, just bouncing it gently all over the face, and that's just going to give me a nice flawless finish because all the extra product would be absorbed by the sponge. This Maybelline foundation is really good for people with normal to oily skin. It gives a soft satiny matte finish, gives about medium coverage, and I like that it also gives a softened look to the pores. Overall, it's a really good foundation. Next, I'm going to use the MAC Correct and Conceal palette, and this time I'm using the medium palette. From this, I've chosen the NC35 shade concealer, which I'm applying in my under eye area as well as the inner corner and the outer corner. This is just to cover up that orange corrector. Now I'm going to use the MAC paint pot in soft ochre, and this is going to act as a base for my eyeshadows. This is going to even out my uneven skin on the lids. It's also going to help the eyeshadows appear more vibrant, and it's going to make them last longer as well. Next, I'm taking this soft neutral brown color by Essence, and this I'm applying in my crease as well as the outer corner. This is actually a really nice nude eyeshadow. You can also use this all over the lid when you want to do a nude look. Next, I'm going to use two of the matte brown shades from the Makeup Revolution I Heart Chocolate palette. First, I'm going to use the lighter color and apply it in my crease, and then go in with a darker color for the outer corner. Now you can do just single brown eyeshadow in the crease, but when you layer the eyeshadows like that, starting with the lighter brown going to a darker brown, you get a smoother gradient and just a nicer finish. And that is why I like to layer colors like that, to give more depth to the crease and to get a nice smooth finish. Next, I want to use some gold, orange, coppery shades, shimmery shades on the lid, and for that I'm using these colors from the Sleek Sunset palette. First, I'm using a coppery color, and this is going in the inner 1/3 of my lid. Next, I'm taking a really shimmery champagne gold color, and this color I'm patting right on the center of my lid, and then I'm going in with a clean brush and just blending those two shades together just slightly. Then I'm using the shimmery orange color, and I'm applying this in the part between the matte brown in the outer corner and that champagne gold color. And in the blending process, if any of the colors lose their intensity, you can always just reapply. For my lower lash line, I'm using that same dark brown color that I have used in the outer 1/3 of my lid, and just applying it in the outer 1/3 of my lower lash line for definition. And then I'm going in with a clean blending brush just to make sure that everything in the crease looks well blended and smooth. To line my upper lash line, I'm using a liquid eyeliner. This one is by Sugar, and I love this because it's really dark and has a matte finish which gives it a really intense look. Also, the applicator tip is really fine, which makes doing a winged eyeliner really easy. For this look, I'm doing a dramatic wing because I think winged eye looks really nice for festive looks. I've done a tutorial separately only on winged eyeliner, showing a step-by-step process. So if you struggle with winged eyeliner, do check out my tutorial. I'm going to put the link in the description box below. Next, I'm going to take these two softer colors from the same sleek sunset palette, and I'm applying this in the inner corner and the tear duct area. I want to really intensify these colors because I want my eyes to look really fresh and bright, and a goldeny highlight in the inner corner and tear duct gives it that look. I'm also reapplying that champagne gold in the center just to make sure it looks really vibrant and metallic. I'm also adding a little more orange and a little more of that matte brown in the outer part of my lid just to intensify the colors and just give it a stronger gradient. And once you've already done the liner, the placement of these outer corner colors becomes a lot more easier and obvious because the shape of the eye is already blocked now. And to finish off, I'm just going to use a clean blending brush because I don't want any harsh lines. For my lower waterline, I'm using the Rimmel Scandalize eyeliner in the shade brown. You can use any brown kajal or brown liner. If you're more into black kajal or black liner, you can use that as well. But I like the look of brown as it gives a slightly softer look. Next, I'm going to curl my lashes and apply mascara. You can use any volumizing mascara that you like. I'm now going to work on my under eye area before applying mascara to my bottom lashes. So I'm going to take the same MAC palette that I had used earlier, but this time I'm using the shade NC30, and this shade is slightly light for me, so it's going to have a brightening effect. But because I've already used a corrector and a shade of concealer that matches before, the brightening concealer is not going to look ashy. If you directly apply a light concealer, the under eye area may look a bit ashy. Now to set the concealer, I'm using one of my favorite powders, which is the Clinique Blended Face Powder in the shade 03. And I'm also using the same powder in other parts of my face. Now coming back to the lower lash line, I'm just going to add a little more of that brown which I had used in the outer corner. This is just going to give a nice definition and smokiness, but I'm not taking it all the way in. For the inner half, I'm once again just reapplying those soft golden pink eyeshadows, and then to finish off the look, I'm applying mascara to the bottom lashes, which is really important. This step just opens up your eyes and gives them a wider look. And to finish off, I'm using these eyelashes which I bought from Amazon. They are quite dramatic. They are also super cheap, so I'm going to put the link in the description box below if you want to buy these online. And for my brows, I'm using my Shiseido brow kit. You can basically use whatever works for you. For me, any dark brown powder works because my brows are already quite thick. I don't need a lot, so I just apply a little bit of powder just to fill in the gaps and give them a clean, bold look. Now that the eyes are done, I'm going to come back to the face. I'm using these contour powders from the Makeup Revolution contour palette, and I'm not doing a very strongly contoured look. I just want to add a little bit of shadow and dimension. So I'm applying this under my cheekbones, along my jawline, and a little bit on my forehead. Then for blush, I'm going with this peach color from the Makeup Revolution Sugar and Spice palette. This has a soft matte finish and the color is really pretty, shows up really well on my skin and just brightens up the complexion. To highlight, I'm using this powder highlighter from the brand Savannah. This is a really affordable highlighter. It's got a very cool toned icy color and it definitely gives a nice glow to the skin. The formula, however, is not very smooth, and I'm using this with my fingers because with the brush this deposits just a lot of color, and with the fingers I can just blend it a little more and control the color better. Then to complete the look, I'm going to use a matte lip color. This one is by LA Girl and the shade is called Fleur. This is a peachy coral color. I think it ties in really nicely with the peach blush and the golden peachy toned eyeshadows. This lip color dries down to a completely matte finish. It doesn't look patchy like some of the darker colors from this range, but it is a little bit drying, although quite long lasting. And that is the finished look. I think this look will pair really nicely with any warm toned outfit. If you're wearing anything in shades of golden, yellow, orange, peach, coral, this look is something that you can try out. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and liked the look that I created. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all soon in my next video. Bye. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I am doing a gold party makeup look. This is a little bit different from the usual smoky eyes and bright bold lips that we generally do this season, but I thought of doing something a little bit different, a little more toned down, and it was loosely inspired by the jewelry I'm wearing, which is from Voila, from their Oddball collection. So let's get started. I have already moisturized my face. It's really important to moisturize, otherwise the foundation doesn't go on evenly. Next I'm going to use a primer, and I'm using the Illuminating Primer by Natio. This is a very lightweight serum like primer and it feels really moisturizing. It also adds a subtle luminous glow to the skin. So I'm just using my fingers to apply this all over the face. Next I'm going to use foundation, and I'm mixing the MAC Face and Body Foundation with the Match Master foundation. Match Master is really nice for combination to maybe slightly oily skin, but Face and Body is really nourishing. Also the shade is a little darker than Match Master, so I find that when I mix these two I get the perfect color, and also the consistency and texture really works for my slightly dehydrated winter skin. So I'm using the MAC 188 brush to sort of pat it all over the face, and then I'm using the back blending sponge to make sure everything is nicely blended. Moving on to the eye makeup, I'm going to use MAC Paint Pot in the shade Soft Ochre as a base. This is a pale beige color. It's got a warm undertone, and this is just going to help cover up the unevenness on my eyelids, and it's also going to make the eyeshadow appear more vibrant. First I'm using this matte brown color from the Freedom Black Arts palette. You might remember this from my recent Nika haul, and I'm using an eye makeup brush. This one is by Elysium, and just applying this along the crease. I'm not blending it too much because I'm trying to do like a soft cut crease look. Moving on to the next eyeshadow, I'm going to use this pale gold color from the same palette, and I'm going to apply this all over the lid using a flat brush. This one is by PAC. I'm going to list all the brush details in the description box below. Next I'm going to take the Inglot Body Sparkles. These are basically loose gold sparkles. Then I'm going to wet my brush using the Makeup Revolution setting spray, and then dip the brush in the body sparkles and then pat it all over the lid. And this is just going to add a little more sparkle, just an element of shimmer to the eyes. Next I'm going to take this pale icy gold highlight shade, and this is going to go in the inner corner. I wanted to really brighten up the eyes, so using a shimmery pale gold in the inner corner always works for that. Next I'm going to take that matte brown that I had used in the crease in the beginning and apply it in the crease again, just to build up the intensity, making sure I don't blend it too much because I want to do that soft cut crease look. For my top lash line, I'm using the Sugar Liquid Eyeliner. I really like this one because it's completely matte and jet black. It also stays really well. And as you can see, I'm doing a winged eyeliner for this look. Next, I'm going to fill in my brows, and I'm using the Freedom Brow Pomade in the shade Ash Brown. This is a soft grayish brown color. When I had first bought this, I thought it's a bit pale for me, but it actually works really well. It's not too pigmented and it stays for a long time. It's completely waterproof, and I've just filled in my brows lightly. And then I'm going to curl my lashes and apply mascara, and I'm using the Body Shop Big and Curvy Mascara. What I like about this is that it's got a really thin brush, so it's easy to reach the shorter inner lashes. Also, it's a really dark jet black color, so it just adds a lot of drama to the eyes. For my under eyes, I haven't concealed yet, so I'm using the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NC42. This is one of my all-time favorite concealers. It's really high coverage, it's long lasting, it doesn't cake up under the eyes, and NC42 is a really nice color. It's slightly deeper than the rest of my face but works well in the under eye area, and I'm just going over with a sponge to make sure everything is nicely blended. To set everything, I'm using the Bharat and Doris loose powder. This is not a very oil control, highly mattifying kind of powder. It's quite lightweight and it does give a nice silky smooth finish to the skin, and I'm using this all over the face. For my lower lash line, I'm using the same gold color from the Freedom palette that I had used all over the lid. And then I'm going to use the MAC Modern Twist Kajal, and this is in the shade Squid. It's a dark black color. I'm going to use this along my lower waterlines as a kajal. And then I'm going to finish off the eye makeup with some mascara on the bottom lashes. Next, I'm going to contour my face, and I'm using the Bahama Mama bronzer from the Balm. This is a matte bronzer and it also has a slight cool tone, so it's ideal for contouring. I'm using this to sculpt my cheekbones as well as my jawline, and this is just going to give a more defined look to my face. I'm also using this along the sides of the nose just to give a sharper look to my nose. Now make sure you use very little product, otherwise it can look really muddy. Now moving on to blush, I'm using the Lakme Absolute Illuminating Shimmer Brick in the shade Coral. This basically contains some bronzy corally tones and it's got a bit of shimmer, so you have to be really light-handed. And I'm using the same brush that I used for foundation. I've just cleaned off the foundation from it and just using it all over the cheeks. And to get a really striking highlight, I'm using the LA Girl Strobe Light Strobing Powder, and this is a really strong highlighter. When you want to do something that is really eye-catching, that adds a really nice glow to the skin, I would recommend this one. And I'm using a fan brush to apply this on the cheekbones and just a tiny bit on the nose and a little bit on the Cupid's bow as well. And then coming to the lips, I've chosen a neutral lip color. This is the Lakme 9 to 5 Weightless Matte Mousse in the shade Coffee Light, and this is like a brownish rosy color. It's not too brown, it's not too pink. It looks quite nice and natural, and I really like this smooth formula. It sets completely matte and it's super long lasting without being too drying. And to finish off the look, I've added a pair of false lashes. These are from Amazon. These are really inexpensive and I've put the link to buy these in the description box below. And as a finishing touch, I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution setting spray, which is just going to help my makeup last longer. And that is the finished look. And because this is a very minimalistic party look, I wanted to pair this with jewelry that kind of has the same vibe. I'm wearing pieces from the Oddball collection from Voila.com. Do check out Studio Voila online to see the full collection. As you can see, the pieces are quite unusual. They are quite different from usual party collections. This ring as well as this scarf are from the Oddball collection. I'll put the link to these in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this look, and I just want to mention my nail polish, which is from the Bobbi Brown Wine and Chocolate collection. I love this color and the quality is really good. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all soon in my next video. Bye.
Been a million places, and never see 'em in the close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And
hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do this simple and easy look for work. So this is the final look that I would be creating in this video. I hope you find this video useful. So let's get started. So before I start my makeup, I'm going to use this lip balm from Island Kiss. It's really hydrating, it feels really good on the lips, and I'll be reviewing this on the blog, so do check that out. And then I'm going to just hydrate and prep my skin with my favorite Forest Essentials Rose Water Mist. And after that, I'm going to start with the makeup. The first product I'm using is a primer. Now a primer is something you can use to extend the wear of your foundation. It smoothens out the skin, it mattifies the skin, it helps in controlling oil, and your makeup just stays fresh for a much longer time. I'm using this one by L'Oreal. It's one of my favorites. I've just applied it mostly on the areas where I have large open pores and where I get a little shiny. And I'm using my beauty blender just to blend it out and make sure it's nicely blended into the skin. Then I'm going to use the Lakme CC cream, and the shade I'm using is Bronze. Now this also is one of my old favorites. It's also really affordable, so it's great for everyday wear because you're going to run out of it pretty quickly if you're using it every day. This has light to medium coverage, it gives a satin finish, and it just looks overall very natural on the skin, which is something that you would want for everyday wear. You don't want anything too heavy on the skin that masks your skin too much. You just want something that still looks like skin but just freshens you a little bit. So this has given me quite nice coverage on the face, but I want a little more for my under eye area just to brighten it up and look fresher. So I'm using the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This is one of my favorite concealers, probably my favorite actually. It gives good coverage, and the best thing is that it stays put whole day long without creasing, without getting into the fine lines, and it just matches my skin really well. The shade I'm using is NC42, and once again I'm using my beauty blender to blend it. And to set everything, I'm using a loose powder. Now throughout the day you might find that you get a bit shiny, so I would recommend using a loose powder in the morning when you're getting ready, and a pressed powder for touch-ups throughout the day. A loose powder just gives you better mattifying effect. Coming to the eyes, I'm going to use this matte brown eyeshadow. Now if you don't have time in the morning for eyeshadow, you can definitely skip this, but I just wanted to show you how you can do a quick look using a single eyeshadow. So I've used that matte color all over my lid as well as blended in my crease, and I'm using just a little bit along my lower lash line, only on the outer 2/3, just to add a little definition. Matte colors just look a little more understated, and if you want to go with something that looks really natural, then a matte brown is always a great option. Next, I'm going to use a brown eye pencil, and this is by Color Bar. This is a really creamy, very pigmented and long lasting color. So I'm lining my upper lash line with this and then just running a brush over it to give it a slightly smokier look. And then I'm going to use an eyelash curler. This is going to open up my eyes and just make my eyes look brighter and more awake. And I'm going to finish off the eye makeup with a mascara. This one is by Natio, and I'm just running this through my upper as well as my lower lashes. A lot of people often skip the lower lashes, but I highly recommend doing your top as well as your bottom lashes, because it just opens up your eyes and gives you a fresher look, and that is really all you want on a really dull morning when you're feeling really sleepy and want to look a little more awake. Then I'm going to do my brows, just going to fill them up a little bit with the Natio Brow Kit. You can even use any matte brown eyeshadow which has a bit of a grey tone for filling in your brows. Brows are really important, they frame your face, so do spend a few seconds just filling in the gaps. Now coming to the cheeks, I'm going to use a very natural blush. This one is by Maybelline. It's a matte color. If you feel like you want a little bit of glow, you can always use a blush which has a tiny bit of shimmer, as it's going to add a bit of a healthy glow to your skin. Once that is done, I'm going to do the last step, which is the lips. For the lips, I've chosen this matte lipstick by Sugar. It's a very beautiful muted pink color. So first I'm just applying it directly on my lips, and then I'm going to blot it with a tissue, remove that excess color and reapply this lipstick. This little trick is going to make your lipstick last really long throughout the day, and you won't have to do several touch-ups. And because I had used a lip balm earlier, my lips are not going to feel dry even though I'm using a matte lipstick. So that is the finished look. I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know what kind of makeup you like for everyday wear and for work, and what products you like to use. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all soon in my next video. Bye.